Inspired by Jeanne Berly. Dear Jonas, it took me 2 years to get over you. You were the first man I loved, if I'm not counting Jason from grade 2. Dear Willie, I hear you're a doctor now. Fuck. My bad. I hear your wife is too. I am unemployed and write poetry. So it's probably for the best, even though you were my favorite to dance with in grade 7. Dear Chuck, I don't regret you being my first. I only wish it had been on my terms instead of yours. Dear Sean, I still hold out hope for us. And I bet I always will, so travel around for the next 20 or 30 years and then find me. 'Cause I'll still. Dear Dawn, that night you went to the bathroom, came out fully clothed and left me in tears when I'd been leaving town forever the next day, is still just as fucked to me now as it was then, but I forgive you. Dear Adam from the brewery, I never knew your last name, and I'm glad I still don't, but I hope your girlfriend left you and not the other way around. Dear Julian, thank you for having loved me, because dear God, did I love you too. Dear Rob, thank you for making my 14-year-old fantasy come true in my 20s, even if it was only a drunken mistake. Dear Dave, yes, I was crazy, but it was you who made me that way. Dear Mark, J, Elias, and Nico, please erase me from your memories because I can't go back in time, but I assure you you've been erased from mine. Dear Mike, even though you sent me texts about my pussy instead of poetry, biblically, I am happy to have known you. And once more, dear Jonas and dear Dave, we ended brutally. We will never again have words, and this makes my heart hurt, but not in the same way as when you held the power. And again, dear Sean and dear Dawn, we ended lovingly. So whatever the future holds, know that I'll be loving you, and I think you'll be loving me too. If I had an award for every man I've ever loved, for a millisecond, the two of yours would be the only ones displayed on my mantle. Honored with candles all year long, despite the seasons outside, because you constantly remind me that inside, love is and always will be alive.